My name is Victoria Rivera and I'm a wellness psychotherapist in New York City, and welcome to Mental Health Wellness Wednesday. So today we're going to talk about not only surviving the holidays, but actually thriving during the holidays. I talk a lot about like the ambivalent feelings that people have about the holidays. We know that this is one of the most stressful times for a lot of people. There's also expectations that people have from family, from friends, from society to be joyful and to be grateful and to feel like this is like a great time of the year. But unfortunately for many of us, all of us probably really, we have a lot of ambivalent and conflicted feelings about the holidays. So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, so how can I help not only the people that I work with, but help myself too, right? So I thought, okay, well, how do I want to be? And how do you want to be for the holiday, right? Like when you sit down and you think about like what the expectations potentially could be, again, from family, friends, society, work, whatever, how do you want to see yourself in that? Do you want to see yourself as calm? Do you want to see yourself as peaceful? Do you want to see things going smoothly and not being stressful? Generally, I'm sure most people will agree that that's kind of how they want to see themselves. But take a moment and connect with yourself and see, how do you want to be during the holiday, right? And then sit back and create a vision for yourself of what that would look like in different aspects of your life. So the first and foremost is self-care. Most of the time people struggle with their self-care during the holidays, not because the lack willpower or motivation. I mean, what really happens is we're creatures of habit, right? So if we do something every day regularly, it's very hard when we stop doing that. Like say we don't go to work, to do our regular morning routine that was our self-care routine, or nightly routine because we're going to parties, or we're expected to engage and be active at a certain time when we would actually be in bed. So recognize that there's going to be some shift in timing, and how are you going to be able to still take care of yourself within that. That's the first important part, is creating a vision for yourself about your self-care, creating a vision for yourself about work, how you want to be at work, how you want to be with your family, with your friends, and your relationships, creating a vision for what you want to be like, right? And then taking a step back from that and making them into SMART goals. So remember, we've talked about SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals, right? So very specific goals on what you want it to look like. So for example, self-care, for myself, I'll use myself as an example. Before I go to work, I wake up 2 hours ahead and I have a yoga and a meditation practice. When I'm upstate visiting my family, I'm not waking up at a certain time, so I'm much more likely to not do that yoga and meditation practice. So what can I do specifically to keep that as a goal? I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm working on that. I still have to do this as a practice, but I'm just giving you what I've been thinking about on how to kind of continue to take care of myself, especially during the holidays. And then, like we talked about in Thanksgiving, the most important thing is being able to make space and room for your complicated and ambivalent feelings. The holidays are just not the same. Every year they shift and change. And especially if you've had a loss. I unfortunately lost my grandmother December 24th last year. I know that, with the anniversary coming up, with the change in dynamics of the family, that there is going to be a lot of sadness. There's going to be anger. There's going to be frustration. There's going to be disappointment and all kinds of negative feelings in many ways. But there's also going to be joy and gratitude, because I will also have experiences with family where, I'll see the kids' joy in opening presents and spending time with people that I love and care about. So, being able to make space for both the negative feelings that you might be experiencing, or quote unquote negative feelings. I always say that. Sadness is not a negative feeling. Hurt, grief, fear, those are not negative feelings. They're feelings that we have and that we have to honor. So being able to honor those, and then also honor the positive feelings that we have, especially because at the end of the day, we are all here, and if we have the things that we need generally, not necessarily all the things that we want, but the things that we need, we should be grateful for that, as difficult as it is. So anyways, I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much. We will talk more about this next week, and I will see you next week. Bye.